Jazz Greats, written by Linda Jones. Focus question. What have great jazz musicians contributed to jazz music? Words to know. Bebop, improvised, innovators, melodic, plantation, quarters, scat, spontaneously, ooh. Table content. The roots of jazz. 4. Louis Armstrong. 7. Ella Fitzgerald. 10. Duke Ellington. 13. Other jazz greats. 15. Jazz Today. 20. Explore More. 23. Glossary. 24. Index. 24. Roots of jazz. Can you name a kind of music that was invented in America? It's the kind of music that gets you moving. It can be fast and wild, or can show melodic, evenly older than rock and roll. Think of a trumpet, a saxophone, a clarinet, drums, and other instruments blended together. Thinking of beat that for foot tapping and your hands clapping. Did you think of jazz? If you did, you're absolutely right. Jazz music began in the United States in the early 20th century, but its roots come back before the Civil War. Jazz is built on long traditions of African American music. Some of it inspired by music that slaves created while living in slave quarters in southern United States. African Americans who were slaves found the music was only one way to express their thoughts, and ideas, and their desire for freedom. Another style of music called blues music, all came from African American traditions. Blues and jazz style of music often blend and overlap with each other. Some of the music was full of sadness. Some of it was full of joy. Sometimes people would use their voices as instruments, and sometimes they made their own instruments, such as early versions of a banjo. Some songs were memorized and passed along on plantations. Much of the music was improvised. People invented it as they went along. Today, improvisation is still the heart of jazz. Musicians get together and jam, or make things up as they go along. They must start with a song they all know, but each musician adds a little bit, and there's a little bit there. Soon they have a song that's completely unique. Today, many of the great names of jazz are African Americans. To meet a few of the most famous jazz performers. Louis Armstrong. Many people consider Louis Armstrong to be the greatest musician of the 20th century. Some call him the father of jazz. He didn't invent jazz music, but he played it in a way that made people fall in love with it. His music made people happy. They ever heard someone play trumpet like he did? Louis Armstrong started out playing fast style called Dixie. After experiencing many different styles, Louis Armstrong was from a poor family in New Orleans, Louisiana. As a child, he stayed outside dance club and listened to lively music being played inside. When he was 13 years old, he bought a second-hand cornet, a kind of horn. When he played in his 20s, Louis switched to playing trumpet. Louis was the first man to record scat. Scat is when a singer uses voices as instruments, singing syllables instead of whole words. It might sound like nonsense, but a good singer makes scat sound incredible. What inspired Louis to invent that scat singing? Well, he said drop his music sheet during a recording session. Couldn't remember the words. He had to keep going, so he started singing syllables. Louis' scat style sounded great. Soon other jazz musicians were copying it. My music is my language. Louis once said, traveled all around the world to his trumpet. Couldn't speak other languages, but everyone understood. Louis Armstrong then blew his horn. Louis Armstrong, 1901, in New Orleans, Louisiana. Trumpet, instrument, trumpets, vocals. First recording, age 22. First band, Louis Armstrong is his Hot Five. Popular song, Hello Dolly, What a Wonderful World, and Mac the Knife. Died July 6, 1971. Ella Fitzgerald. Louis Armstrong may have invented scat, but Ella Fitzgerald took that style of singing and did amazing things with her voice. Ella's voice was her instrument. Ella Fitzgerald, born in 1917 in New York, News, Virginia. Popular song Stompin' at Savoy. A Tisket, a Tasket. Awards 13 Grammy Awards. National Medals of Arts for Lifetime Achievement 1987. Died June 15, 1996. Ella started singing in jazz clubs in Harlem, in New York. Started at just 17 years old. She wanted to be a talent. She entertained talent contests at famous Apollo Theater. She didn't sing or dance and go to woo the crowd. She started singing instead. It's her first time singing in public. She won talented contest. Ella on sing in popular clubs all over the country, all over the world. She was a regular at Savoy, one of the hottest jazz clubs in Europe. Started singing bebop bands. Contrast became popular in the 1940s. Bebop beats make you want to move. Ella voice moved the beats. The whole time she was singing bebop and scat. Ella improvised. She got on stage with some of the best jazz musicians to know and jammed. Some people call Ella Fitzgerald the Queen of Scat. In 1979, named one of the most talented African performers to ever live. In 1987, she won the National Medal of Arts. Listen to her sing "A Tisket, a Test," and you hear why she's the Queen of Scat. Duke Ellington. His name was Edward Ellington, but ever since he was a teenager, people call him Duke. He does have a style, always looked elegant, and he brought style and softness into his jazz music too. Duke's childhood piano teacher gave up trying to teach him when she was only 7 years old, so he decided to teach himself how to play piano. Later, he taught himself how to read music too. Duke Ellington started performing in jazz clubs when he was 18 years old. When he was 24 years old, he moved to New York and started playing for Cotton Club in Harlem. Duke was a composer who wrote music and wrote melodic more than jazz music in the 1930s and 1940s, styled by pianist and bandleader known as swing style. Other jazz greats. Met the three biggest names of jazz: Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellis, and Ella Fitzgerald. There are many jazz artists from the past which I'd like to meet. Billie Holiday sang the blues. She did amazing with her voice. Then she sang slowly like you would hear sadness in her voice. Other times she sang bouncy, energetic songs. Billie toured in the late 1930s with a popular band led by Artie Shaw. All the musicians in Artie Shaw band were white. Many times she was not allowed to stay sitting with all the rest of the band. No restaurant would not let her eat with the rest of the band. She's one of the most popular singing in the United States. Yet Billie Holiday met racism in the countries she visited. Miles Davis was a trumpet player and songwriter. His parents sent him to famous Juilliard School of Music in New York. They wanted their son to study classical music. Miles loved jazz. New York City was a great place to best jazz in the world. Soon he started jamming some of the greatest jazz bands in the 1940s. In 1945, Miles Davis first bebop recording. He invented his own style of jazz called cool jazz. In the 1950s, cool jazz was popular and cool. Miles continued to experiment with different kinds of music, later influenced by rock music. Billy Crosby got his nickname from his bounce, joke, and dancing on stage, but it could be easily being applied to music as well. His music was known for speed, energy, and spontaneously. 30-second to 40-second. His collaborators Thelonious Monk, Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington, and saxophonist Charlie Parker. It was a time crowded with innovators. In 1993, someone accidentally fell on Dizzy's trumpet, bending the bell backward. Dizzy found that he liked the sound of bent trumpet. From then on, he had trumpet especially built on that shape. His bent trumpet plus his balloon-like cheeks became trademark. Near the end of the 20th century, Dizzy was the widely known as respected, despite the play at the White House. John Coltrane played tenor saxophone during the 1930s and 1940s and swing and bebop styles. Like many musicians at the time, he had troubles with drug and alcohol abuse, but John was fortunate to overcome those troubles in the 1950s. John believed that his religion and faith in God had helped him through his addictions. After conquering these problems, John devoted his music to expressing spirituality and faith. John Coltrane's music is complex, yet smooth and moving. His famous recording, "A Love Supreme," is gentle and prayerful, yet it moves with sophisticated rhythms. Later in his life, John began experimenting with free-form improvisation that moved to traditional rhythm and melodies. Some of John's many fans didn't like this music. This experimental style was the beginning of modern free-form jazz. Unpopular Wynton Marsalis played trumpet and performed both jazz and classical music. Wynton won many Grammy Awards and performed sold-out concerts. Entire Marshall families cannot talented musicians. Wynton's father, Ellis, is a dedicated pianist and music teacher for taught his sons. Wynton and Branford, Delvin, and Johnson loved to play jazz. Wynton worked to inspire young people to love jazz, performing jazz for young people concerts of Lincoln Center in New York. Explore more. Best way to explore jazz is by listening to it. Local librarian help you research through the library record CD collections. Your librarian, teacher, parents, or friend may like to listen to jazz. Pick out albums. On the radio, many radio stations play jazz for all part of the day. Tune in and try to find those stations. Listen to that and you can learn musician names. See if you hear some of the musicians listed in the book. In address window, type www.google.com. In the search window, type a name like such as jazz, blues, Ella Fitzgerald, Wynton Marsalis. Click on Google search. Read the color lens. Click on the look interest when you look at back arrow at the top left. Try other research at Lizzie Glisfit, Dave Buckarett, and Apollo Theater.